Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Lagos State, Nigeria, lived a woman of queer character by the name Sylvia. She was a 40-year-old woman who lived all alone with her daughter, except that men were constantly seen parking their expensive cars along the streets to enter her apartment. Sylvia had no decent way of earning. She was a hookup mama, a professional prostitute who made her living through prostitution. She either invited the men to her apartment or she went with them to hotels. She had a standby boyfriend too, but that didn't stop her from her prostitution. Then one day, something happened that changed her life and that of her lovely daughter forever. The trauma was too much for both of them to bear. It separated mother from child, tearing their bond apart. Olivia, a beautiful young lady, grew up before her mother could serve her prison term, all alone in a foster home where she was taken when Sylvia was imprisoned. By the time Sylvia came out, so much had gone wrong. Her daughter was already suffering from trauma that left her broken and shattered. It led her to theft, to taking things that did not belong to her anytime the opportunity came. She was under some kind of control, with no option to protest when the urge came. She just wanted to steal, pickpockets. Sometimes it led to her being beaten, humiliated, and locked up. A life of disgrace that left Sylvia heartbroken and angry. Not only was her daughter's life shattered, Sylvia too was suffering. For no reason, her daughter suddenly met a stranger as a mother. Since she came out of prison, Sylvia saw her daughter differently, cold, and never wanted to show her love or comfort. And in her lowest moments, when a girl child needs someone to confide in, Olivia would sob, her heart breaking, because though she literally lived with her biological mother, she felt an emptiness inside, a void that made her wonder why. Why is she treating me like this? Why is she cruel to me? Help me, Mama, she will sob, her voice barely rising above a whisper. It was always the same cry, soft, broken, and desperate, uttered whenever life's weight became too much for her fragile spirit to bear. Please, help me. My heart feels so dark. I don't even know who I am anymore. She would desperately plead, trembling, eyes swollen with tears, searching for mercy in the one place she thought she could find it, in her mother. I'm sorry, Olivia, but I can't help you. The broken mother will strutter, sorrow tearing her part. At that moment, she will feel like hiding her face, as if there is something she's trying not to let her daughter see. Mama, please, Olivia whispered again, her voice cracking under sorrow. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I am sorry, Olivia, her cold voice will mutter. I can't help you. She will hurriedly say and walk quickly, almost ran, out of the room, afraid, not of her daughter, but of the flood of tears threatening to break through the walls she had built so carefully around her heart. She couldn't let Olivia see, she couldn't let her know just how much she still cared. The day she was about to unite with her mother after years of separation, she had felt a certain kind of peace she had never felt before. She had suffered so much in foster care, beaten, taken advantage of, and scared as a child. And just when it seemed heaven had heard her cry, everything turned against her once again. All her good behavior and effort to make her mother love her was just a waste of time. Sylvia did not care about bonding. They lived in the same house, but just like two adult women. It made Olivia sad and longing for love once again. It made her steal the more. It made her vulnerable to temptation, and it gave her an insatiable appetite for material things: gold, jewels, diamonds, clothes. Olivia was attracted to them all. Her mother once discovered and was speechless. Sylvia had suffered a mental breakdown while in jail. Her life had never been the same since. Her prostitution business declined since her arrest. She was no longer young enough to continue in the business. After she came back, she relied on what her daughter was earning. Olivia lived a double life. With her innocent look, she deceived the naive and worked as a typist. But behind that innocent, beautiful face, for she was beautiful to behold, lay a great liar, a blunt one, a thief. Call it any name you want. Whatsoever pleased her eyes, whether with value or not, she picked. It made her sad and ill when she recovered from the urge. She was disgusted with her life, but she could not help herself. She yearned daily for her mother's love, but all Sylvia gave her were cold looks. She had also taken after her mother in the hookup business, so it became hard to tell who Olivia really was. She was a criminal driven by a force stronger than her. All that Sylvia did was to cook randomly when she felt like and smoke her life away. Not until one day, the day that Olivia had an appointment with a man, and after her service, she stole the man's gold shirt cuffs and disappeared. When Ben finally stepped out of the bathroom, he was stunned. She was gone. A sharp silence filled the room. His eyes darted around, scanning the space as worry crept into his chest. Quickly, he checked his belongings. Everything seemed untouched until his eyes fell on the empty spots where his gold shirt cuffs had been. All these girls, he muttered, shaking his head. But the emotion on his face wasn't anger, it was concern. He threw on his clothes and dashed out of the hotel room, hoping to catch a glimpse of her. But Olivia had vanished, just as mysteriously as she'd arrived. At the front desk, the receptionist said she saw her leaving in a hurry. Still, Ben wasn't done. Something inside him stirred, a drive he couldn't ignore. Why did she do that? He kept asking himself as he drove home that afternoon. Who is she? Why would a girl that beautiful stoop so low? The thought made him shudder. That night he described her to his men. She must be found, he commanded. But hours later, one of them returned. Sir, she's disappeared without a trace. Ben nodded, a troubled look settling on his face. Now I'm sure, he said quietly. Sure of what, sir? The man asked. It's all right. You may go now. Ben waved him off and sank into his chair, sipping his drink. His thoughts fixed on Olivia. Ben wasn't just any man. He was a prince, born into a family of wealth, land, and tradition. His lineage carried weight, and his presence commanded respect. And Olivia, she had no idea who she had crossed paths with. Since the day they met, he hadn't been himself. Throughout their stay in the hotel, he felt something unusual. A spark, yes, but more than that, a hidden sorrow behind her eyes. Her laughter had been hollow, her joy forced. It haunted him. She needs help, he had whispered to himself that night. She's hurting. Everything made sense after she stole the cuff, but by then she was gone. Days passed and fate played its hand. He was walking into a mall when chaos erupted near the entrance. A young woman was fleeing security. She had been caught stealing. In a flash, she crashed into him. Their eyes met. Her face froze. You? She gasped, nearly stumbling. Yes, me, he replied, surprised yet calm. He immediately pulled her close, shielding her from the guards. Later, in his luxury car, she sat trembling beside him, unable to speak. I'm sorry, Olivia stuttered, tears streaming. Forgive me. Keep quiet, Ben said gently, eyes forward. Why did you steal? I'm sorry. Let me out, she begged. You're not going anywhere until you answer. I'll return the cuff, she offered. Who cares? He said nonchalantly. Please, don't take me to the police, she pleaded desperately. But why? He asked again, his voice softer now. She said nothing, only tears, silence. Promise me you won't do it again. I promise, she whispered. Well, my name is Ben, he said. Can we meet again? No, she snapped, voice rising. All right, he said, steering toward a quieter road. I'm taking you home. I believe someone might want to know where you are. No, please, she said quickly, her voice almost breaking. Don't tell my mother. Please drop me here. Don't go any further. Let's just be friends, Ben offered gently. But Olivia was already stepping out of the car, ignoring him as she disappeared into the night again. That night, back in his car, Ben stared into the darkness. Find me everything about her, he instructed over the phone, his voice firm as he slowly lowered it and drove away. The next day, Olivia was home, chatting quietly with her mother, when a knock interrupted. She wasn't expecting anyone. Curious, she hurried to the door and froze. Ben was standing there. You? She gasped. Who's that? Her mother called out. No one important, Mama. Olivia replied quickly, stepping out and shutting the door behind her. What are you doing here? She asked, clearly distressed. Won't you welcome me to your home? Ben teased lightly. Please, you have to leave now, she begged. On one condition, Ben replied, almost like a playful child. Be my friend. You don't know what you're asking. Be my friend, Olivia. All right, she sighed. Just go now. I'll tell you where we can meet later. She turned and hurried off. Ben simply smiled, handing her a card. And that was how it all began. At first, Olivia was cautious, afraid. She didn't understand why he was being kind, especially after she had stolen from him. But Ben was sincere. He treated her with kindness she had never known, lavished her with gifts, money, jewelry, fine dinners. And yet, one evening that same month, Olivia stole from him again. I'm sorry, she cried, trembling as she faced him. Ben simply pulled her into a gentle embrace. Who hurt you? He whispered. What happened to you? Help me, was all she could say through sobs. You have a shoulder to cry on now, Ben said. Tell me who you are, Olivia. But she said nothing, only cried in his arms. With time, Olivia opened up. She started healing. Ben introduced her to his family as his girlfriend, despite her protests. Whispers circled the princess home. Who is this stranger? What family did she come from? But Ben ignored them. He stood by her, supported her. He even surprised her with a mansion. It's yours, he said. No, Olivia whispered. I don't deserve this. You hardly know me. But I do, Ben smiled. You're going to be my wife one day, and I'm here to help you. That night, for the first time, she asked him to stay. She didn't want to be alone, and that was when she told him everything. Everything started when I was 6, she began, her voice trembling. I don't remember much. Just that one day my mother went to jail. I grew up in a foster home. Nobody wanted me. I was always alone. Her voice cracked as tears fell. I started stealing there, small things at first. I never understood why. My mother, she never came for me. When I saw her again, she was cold, distant, and I never knew why. Ben held her tightly. Your mother is a broken woman too. Why did she go to jail? He asked. I don't know, but that was about to change. Olivia finally sat her mother down. There's someone in my life, someone serious. Her mother frowned. I don't want anyone stepping into my home. Ben is not a stranger, Mama. He's royalty. The word stunned her mother. Royalty? She snapped. What are you doing with royalty in this filthy house? He knows, Mama, and he doesn't care. He's helping me. He's healing me. Just then a knock came at the door. Olivia opened it with a smile. Ben entered, greeted warmly, but her mother remained cold. But Ben wasn't deterred. I'm here to help, not to judge, he said. Your daughter is precious. I want to understand what happened. At first, her mother refused, but eventually she broke. I killed a man, she confessed one evening, barely able to say it. Her voice was shaky, her eyes distant. I came home and found my boyfriend had molested my daughter. She was 6. I snapped. I shot him. She broke down. Olivia froze, her world collapsing. I I was the reason you went to jail? Olivia asked in shock. Her mother nodded, weeping. I'm so sorry, baby. I've carried the shame. I distanced myself because I didn't want to ruin you. Olivia cried, holding her tightly. Forgive me, Mama. Ben held them both. From that day forward, their healing began. Olivia accepted to see a counselor. Ben stood by her every step of the way. Slowly, her urge to steal faded. Her lies stopped. Her soul began to heal. Miss Sylvia, too, found peace, finally opening up and letting go. The end. Like Olivia, many people walk around carrying invisible scars, but love is the greatest healer. It heals faster than any medicine. All it takes is one person to care enough. If this story moved you, please share it with someone you love. More captivating stories coming soon. Stay tuned.